Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I did want to come in and talk about the SPY, just to kind of see where we are, where we're headed, and what the upcoming week looks like. As of right now, I would have to say that I'm pretty bullish. I'm sorry, pretty bearish on the fact that we are starting to get monthly triggers for a bear close for September. So definitely the trend is continuing down. We actually had a bullish trigger on the weekly activate back on the week of August 23rd. Um, but we actually had a sell off, start on September, the week of last week, right? Essentially, um, for the day it looks like we are dropping pretty hard. We did break the relative low back here, 446. I think I saw pre-market right now at 448, so we definitely are trading above that. But if we do happen to close this week, any candle over this previous price of 446, I could definitely see us going back down to maybe 436 to retest that level, and maybe possibly break the 50 MA. But as of right now, I definitely have to say I am short-term bearish. I wouldn't say that I'm completely bearish until we actually have a month close on the bear side. In which case, we actually have September close on the bear side. There's a lot of different ways that the spike can go, right? I would think that minimum we do drop to somewhere like 420, because if we do close the month of September bearish, I will 100% be buying puts at least 2 months out. Historically, whenever we close a month bearish, price tends to drop a pretty good amount, right? So for the pandemic, obviously it was a one-off situation where we dropped 120 points within a month. But in previous times, it's been anywhere between 30 days to 90 days. You have drops of anywhere between $30 to $60, roughly, right? So you've had historical drops of $20, $30, $14. Generally, the average is going to be anywhere between 20 to $30. So that's what I have it set up as, around $30 for a drop of the previous high of the previous month. And that's usually what happens, right? You determine price by or a forecast by using historical events, and for this one, it's just whatever the high is of that of the month, which happens to be 453 or so, and then just subtract $30 from there, because that's usually what the average is on the drop. But again, this won't happen unless you actually close the month bearish, which would be not till the last day of September. But as of right now, I can definitely see price going a little bit lower, especially maybe down to touch the 50 MA. Maybe we have a bounce, but if we do end up breaking under the 50 MA, I can definitely expect the SPY to drop to 435, 436. But as of right now, it does look like I want to see what the actual market looks like, because the SPY has a really good record of just being straight bullish for the last year, right? It really hasn't retraced at all. What it might actually want to do is come back and fill this gap at 443 maybe sometime this week before actually bouncing to the high side. But keep in mind, it does like to actually break the 50 MA on the daily, or the 4 hours, sorry. And it doesn't really mean much, but it does like to close these small little gaps, especially like on the 4 hours. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it at 443 and then have a jump from there. But the daily is pretty a good indication of where we're actually headed. Oh, sorry about that. I just got finished running, and I guess I was like, I don't know what that was. But like I said, I do think we can definitely come back and maybe retest somewhere around this area, 443, 440-ish, and maybe bounce off that 50 MA. Because on the daily, it does like touching the 50 MA, maybe possibly going a little bit under it, like maybe around here. So expect a drop maybe to this level and stuff. Depending on where we're actually headed, the weekly right now is definitely on the bear side. I don't know what I would do, because this candle drop is definitely a lot bigger than the previous one. So I don't know if I would buy calls yet. I think for the SPY's a little bit too risky. I think for the most part, I would only do anything once the month actually closes. But I think there's no reason to think that it's gonna we're gonna crash. I wouldn't think that I'm basically just gonna think that the SPY is gonna keep going up until I actually get some sort of confirmation from the end of the month that we closed September bearish, right? Until then, I think for the most part, SPY is just gonna keep going up. I think there's no reason to think that the SPY is gonna crash unless you actually have confirmation that that something's going on, right? So as of right now, I can definitely, like I said, definitely see it coming back down to maybe 440-ish, 443, and then possibly bouncing from there. So you can maybe see it do something like this, come down, maybe test the 50 MA somewhere there, and then possibly just go back up and even create like new highs, right? Like, you never know with the SPY. The SPY is just, it has so much money going into from the Fed that it's kind of hard to actually, to bet against it, right? So I mean, you can just kind of see right there. The 50 MA is probably gonna do this, so you're probably gonna go down here, touch that, and then boom, just blast off. But as of right now, like I said, I'm still pretty bullish on the SPY. Until closing bearish, there's no reason for me to think that we're gonna go down. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.